we know that we sometimes can't join to the class, right? So if that's the case, you don't. I'm gonna read the class recording, so you're gonna be available to watch it when you want free time, when you have free time. Okay.
Okay.
All right, that's cool. I'm gonna send you the link, right? So for example, okay, yes, I do. Okay, so you're gonna find this on your WhatsApp. Okay, this is our YouTube channel, right? Oh, no, my goodness, I got confused. I sent to my other student in a second. Okay, all right, there you have it. So I just send you, and okay, yes, gonna find this on your.
Okay, perfect, guys. I see. Okay.
That's cool. So we're gonna continue. Well, we're gonna start with today's classes, right? So could you please help me to remember until what part we stop, please?
Okay. First class we have. Okay, we see the part of non-action verbs that there is a homework like this. So other thing, it's a simple present and present continuous. And the homework of emotional intelligence, the book.
Oh, and how was it?
Okay,
How was it?
it was great. I was reading only the introduction, but it was some interesting. And I had the opportunity to know more about it. It's so interesting.
Yes, it is, right? It's cool. It's cool. I really like that book. Um, so please keep reading, right? Then I'm gonna ask you tomorrow some questions about the book, right? I'm not gonna do it today because you didn't read too much, I guess, right? Because you're at the beginning. So I consider that you have to read a little bit more, right? When you have free time. So in that order, I'm gonna ask you some questions, okay?
Yeah, I finished the introduction. If you,
And what
um,
do you think of it? What is it's curious how it works, right? Or what do you think?
okay. Well, I highlighted the part of the two. Okay, the book represents more in the part of what important is the emotional intelligence in our life now, not only as a people or as emotion, uh, even only in the part of work in working. There is some enterprise that, in my opinion, no? There is some enterprise that really appreciates these abilities. So I was reading the part of when the book says, if I could, that there is a beliefs, a common beliefs, or there was a beliefs, uh, that IQ is a lot of importance in a person, but the book said that it's an accounted for variance. It was curious because it's true. If you have the ability to, I don't know, if you are a great engineer, but you don't have the abilities to, the social abilities to connect with the people, or if you don't have the ability to be a leader, or to help your self-regulation, emotional intelligence. So it was hard, and probably if you don't have these abilities or these threshold abilities, um you won't be nothing. Even
Yeah,
if you are a great a student, or a great university, or a great uh employee.
yes, an employer.
Employer, yeah.
Yes, that's true, right? We have to understand what is emotional intelligence. And it's, well, in the book, they said that is defined as ability to understand and manage your own emotions in some way, right? As well recognize and influence emotions of those around you, for example, right? So there is a part in the book, right? And something that it's important to know is that we have well, emotional intelligence is typically broken down in our four core competencies, right? The first one is self-awareness, self-management. That is important. I guess that's my favorite one. Social awareness and relationship management, right? Something you mentioned before. So, in order to improve your emotional intelligence, it's important to understand what each element entails, right? So, in this book, we're gonna find these four abilities, right? Or four categories. Um, and I guess the most important, right, for me, or maybe something that I really like is a self-management, right? It refers to the ability to manage your emotions, right? Particularly in stressful situations, right? And maintain a positive outlook despite setbacks, right? And leaders, something you said before, leaders who lack self-management, they tend to react and have a harder time keeping their impulses in check, right? So a reaction tends to be automatic. The more in tune you are with your emotional intelligence, however, the easier you can make the transition from reaction to response, right? And it's important to remember to pause, to breathe, collect yourself, and do whatever it takes to manage your emotions, right? So, for example, well, whether that means taking a walk or calling a friend, so that you can more appropriately and intentionally respond to stress and adversity, right? So I guess the self management could be the main point, I guess, in my opinion, because we have to know how to keep with these stressful situations. If you don't manage your emotions, right, then you're gonna get lost, right, to yourself, and it's a problem if we lost the control about ourselves, then the rest is we're not going to be available to keep everything, right? Or what do you think?
I think it's true. If you don't have the sufficient emotional intelligence to be, for example, a leader, to be a great people, I think it's really hard to progress in your life and to probably, as you said, it's most important as employee in, because if, for example, you don't have the mindset to overwhelming, I think that it's the word,
Yes,
to overwhelming the a hard work or a hard, or I don't know, a hard thing that you have to do in your work or in your university, or something like that, and you probably fell down in this mission for more. I don't know how to explain this part, but I think it's really important.
yes, and something you mentioned, it is linked with the social awareness, right? While it's important to understand and manage your own emotions, you also need to know how to read a room. Social awareness describes your ability to recognize others' emotion, right? And it's important because I don't know if you sometimes have seen this before, um, people, right? They're people, and they don't know how to express their own emotions. So we have to know what's going on, and we have to argue what is going on with their attitudes. So it's terrible, right? So we need to have the ability recognize others' emotion, right? And this is about leaders, right? Leaders who excel in social awareness, right? They practice empathy, right? So they strive to understand colleagues, right? Um, they strive to understand feelings and perspectives, which enables them to communicate and collaborate more effectively, right, with them. So, and not only in those cases, right? I guess we need to have empathy with the others, with our friends, but we need to recognize their emotions, right? So in that order, maybe that's going to we're gonna we're going to be leaders, right? That I guess that the social awareness that you mentioned before, it's important to know. So you're gonna find more, and we're gonna continue, right? Reading. So yes, if there is any question that maybe you could have. The first part, I guess, I don't know if you read the book before in Spanish though.
No. It
Oh,
only,
I
yeah.
thought you told me yes.
Okay, no, this book no. Other books,
Oh,
yes. This book no. But I was thinking just in this example that you have told me, that there is a people that are really good in what they they do, but there is a problem in their personalities that don't match in the other people because they don't know how to express or relate with other people. And in the university you should you should to see this kind of people, that
yes,
it was that it's really great but don't have the abilities to relate with other people. In the work, for example, you have to work in groups or the league, or you have to be a leader to work with a group. And if you don't have this ability, it will be hard. So probably I hear, I don't remember the word, but I hear a phrase that said if you don't have to the social abilities, you probably be an uh, employee of all your life. But if you
yes,
have the abilities to be social and to have yeah, to be social and delegate the other people and to be a leader, you probably have to ascend in your work.
yes, that's important, right? That's important. And yes, you're gonna find these people at university, and then so it's a problem, right? And it's difficult because we have to develop this ability, right? And I think the first part that you're gonna find in this book, the first point, is the self awareness, right? Well, it's about self awareness, right? Uh, is at the core of everything, right? It describes your ability to not only understand your strengths and weakness that you could have, but to recognize your emotions and the effect they have on you and your team's performance. It's incredible the change that you're gonna do. No, not only in at your job, no, it's in everything, right? So this is going to help you in order bring out the best in others, right? You first need to bring out the best in yourself, right? Which is where self-awareness comes into play, right? One easy way to assess your self-awareness is by completing, for example, feedback in which you evaluate your performance and then match it up against the opinion of your boss, peers, and direct reports, right? Through this process, you'll gain insights into your own behavior and discover how you're perceived in the organization, right? So it's important to know how it works, and then of course it continues with the self management. But the first point is the self awareness, right? Then self management. This management is like you have to manage your own emotions, right? As I'm saying, I don't feel okay today, or tomorrow I'm not going to be okay, but I recognize it. So then I have to look for a solution. So it's important to recognize. Oh, can you listen to me?
We are the teacher, Miss. It was
Can you listen to?
yeah, but not really good. It was some
Oh,
moments that I hear you, but other moments no. But it's only in the last part.
yes, it's my microphone. I don't know why, but today I had a class and I couldn't take the class because I had problems with my microphone. So if you have any problem with it, it happens. Let me know. Okay.
Okay.
All right, that's cool. So keep reading, please. You're gonna find a word in this book where it's important to manage our feelings, our emotions, in order to be a leader, in order to be a great person, right? So if you have any question about the vocabulary, and then try to look for it. If I don't answer at that moment, because you know, sometimes I have other classes, just send me a message, right? And as soon as I have time, I'm gonna let you know what could be the meaning for it. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Miss.
All right, that's cool. So we're gonna continue. We've seen what part we stop. We stop being present, simple present, and continuous, right?
Yeah, simple present and continuous. And we finished the last of the book, the vertical book.
Okay.
Then yeah, I
Well,
think 1.5, I think.
yes, yes, yes. It was right. So, are we stop in point number 5? You told me.
Yeah, 1.5. So I thought that we finished the
Yes, we finished.
yeah.
Yes, I'm looking for it. We finished. We already finished. Well, today's lesson is a short one, so we're gonna have time to discuss. I really enjoy to discuss with my students when we talk about books, and then so I'm going to share my screen with you. Once you can do it, please let me know.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
All right, cool. So today we're gonna look for expressions for suggesting. For example, we have let's talk, why don't. So let's listen to the grammar coach.
Hi, it's me, Emily, your grammar coach. Let's talk about making suggestions. Let's is just one expression we use to suggest things. Why don't is another expression. Why don't we look at some of these expressions?
Okay, could you please give me a second? I'm gonna go to the bath fast, right? And I'll be back in 1 minute, okay?
Okay.
All right, give me a second, please. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for waiting. Now we're gonna continue with point number 1. We are gonna start. Well, these are some expressions, right? We're gonna use these expressions when we're gonna suggest something. Okay. The first one, and is the most common, is the expression let's. Then let's means like let us. Okay, that's the meaning of let's. But we are get used to say directly let's. All right. So let's listen the first audio, and we're gonna see the structure.
We often use let's plus the base form of the verb to make a suggestion.
Let's go to the party. Let's go to the movies. Let's go home.
Let's is short for let us,
Oh.
but we always use let's. It means here's a suggestion for you and me.
Okay, so we actually had the meaning of it. I didn't read, right? So let's is an expression for suggesting, right? If you're gonna suggest something, let's go to the beach, right? Let's go to dance, right? Let's go dance. I mean, let's go or let's travel, let's eat, right? So you can use let's plus the base form of the verb. This is a structure, okay? For example, let's eat something because or let's study. I couldn't have enough time to do it, so let's study. So I'm suggesting something to you, right? In this case, I'm suggesting you to go and study. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So what else? Okay, something that is important. It means like it's a suggestion for you and me. Okay. There are some cases where you're gonna find the use of let's in groups and then, but we actually use it only with you and me. But it's not wrong if you do with in a group of people, with group of friends or them. It's not wrong, right? Both ways are okay. But we use the most when we are going to talk about you and me. Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's continue. All right, the next one is why don't? It's like a question, right? So let's listen.
Another way to make a suggestion is with why don't plus a subject plus the base form of the verb.
Why don't you go to the party with me tonight?
You can use different subjects with this expression.
Anna's car isn't working. Why doesn't she come with us?
That's a good idea. I'll call her. When you make a suggestion with why don't, you are asking a question. If you are writing, remember to use a question mark.
Why don't we meet at 9 o'clock?
Okay, this is another way to make a suggestion. This is why don't the subject the same way as we actually use a normal question when when we form a normal question. The only difference is that we use a negative. Okay, why don't you go to the party with me tonight? Okay, why don't you go to the party with me tonight? So it's a suggestion that I'm using, right? I want you to go to the party so with me, and we can use different subjects with this expression. The only thing that you have to take care is the subject. So if you're gonna use the subject in third person, like she, he, or it, then you need to change the auxiliary verb, right? So take care. You're not going to write, for example, why doesn't you, or why don't she? That's incorrect, right? That's a common mistake. So if you're gonna use with different subjects in third person, such as she, he, or it, then you need to change the auxiliary verb doesn't. Okay, instead of don't, doesn't. And yes, Anna's car isn't working. Why doesn't she come with us? That's a good idea. I'll call her, right? So notice that we're trying to make a suggestion, right? When you make a suggestion with why don't, you're asking a question. If you're writing, remember to use a question mark. Yes, that's important. In writing, we don't have to forget the punctuation, okay? To write a question mark and then. So, yes, that will be everything about point number 2. Is there any question maybe?
Is there is some cases that you have to omit the subject, or it's depends, or it's a rule that you have to use the subject? For example, I'm not sure if I'm wrong, but I think that if a person told me, well, I don't go to the party, this makes sense, but I don't know if it's correct.
Why don't go like that?
Yeah, why don't go to the party?
Okay, so we're omitting the, in this case, you omitted the subject. And well, to tell the truth, in informal English, it's okay. Well, it's not okay in grammar, right? But they do, right? They omit sometimes the subject, but it's in a very informal English, right? But it's not wrong as a language, right? But in grammar, it's incorrect, right? Because we have a formula and we have to follow it, but it's not wrong, right? It's
Okay.
just try to use it, right? Because how about when, for example, when the person or you're in a group with your friends, so you're gonna ask, so the person is not going to know to whom you are referring, okay? So try to use it. Try to use the subject. It's better, okay?
Okay.
All right, so let's continue. And this is another expression. How about going to a movie tonight? How about a movie tonight? So let's learn the structure.
Another expression we use for suggestions is how about. After how about, you can use a verb plus ing or a noun.
How about going to a movie tonight?
How about a movie tonight?
Expressions with how about are also questions. Don't forget the question mark in your writing.
Okay. We're going to continue with this point. In this case, this is a structure, right? How about it's another expression for suggestions? All of these expressions are for suggestions. How about you can use the verb, right? Or directly the context, you know? It's in some cases it's obvious, right? How about the movie tonight, right? How about dancing tonight? How about eating tonight? Okay. So it's unnecessary in some cases when it's obvious the verb, right? How about going to a movie tonight? So as you can see, this is a little bit more longer, and this is shorter, right? So instead, you are going to use the verb. You need to place it with the ing form, right? So, for example, yeah, something that I was forgetting. If you're gonna write, okay, in writing you don't have to forget the question mark. So what else can we say? Yes, it's common, right? As the other expression, right? The last one, why don't, right? In this case, how about? It's common to use without verbs, right? When it's obvious. So if you prefer to use it with verbs or not, it's okay. But if you're gonna use it, you always have to place the verb in its ing form, right? In the gerund. How about going? How about eating? How about traveling next month, right? How about eating a pizza? How about dancing tonight? Okay. It's incorrect if I'm going to say, how about to dance tonight? How about to eat tonight? No, it's incorrect. So please avoid those mistakes. If you're going to use how about, then you have to use the verb in ing form. Okay?
Okay. In these two examples, there is some label or categories of speech. For example, how about a movie tonight sounds more informal, as you said, and how about going to a movie tonight sounds more formal. So if it's grammatically correct of the both, there is some difference in the level of speech or level of speaking.
Yes, in English, right? And you're going to notice this everything. What we do when we teach English, and when we learn English, we always teach the students everything as grammatically is correct, right? In grammar, it's okay. So we have to follow the rules. And you're going to see it. The other day, I had a friend, and this friend told me, you know what? I was at the CBA, and they don't teach English as it is. And then when I traveled to US, people they didn't understand me, and then so he was complaining, right? He was complaining because he told me, no, they teach in all the institutes, right? All the languages schools teach English, but when you go and travel to US, they don't speak as the same way you learned. And you know why is it? Because as a teachers, right, we need to teach as it is, as the grammar is, right? So it doesn't mean that you have to follow all the rules in English. Why? Let me explain you something. In English, people, right, the native speakers, right, they try to eat everything, you know, they try to eat the subject, they try to eat some verbs, even though with the pronunciation, they do a little bit different because they want to do it shorter and shorter and shorter. What is the purpose of this? I guess they're lazy. They're lazy. So, and it happens in Spanish though, right? We say some words. Right now I don't have any idea, but
Vamos para adelante.
yes, you get it right. So, for example, the word it's wrong, right? Aquí está. I'm not saying aquí está. Okay. So like this, we have some words, right? No, not some. We have a lot of words that are incorrect in spoken Spanish, right? But we accept it as a correct because it's part of the speaking, of the informal speaking, right? But if you do it right, when you show this, you are demonstrating that maybe you have a more speech, right? That's the truth. So even though if I listen to one of my friends maybe talking in English, and then if they use contractions, they use more words, they have an empty vocabulary, or no, they have a whole vocabulary, they have too much, then I'm gonna say, okay, this guy knows how to speak English, right? So if you do as the second example, it's better, right? In spoken English as an informal one. So that's not the case if you're gonna talk to your boss and you're gonna type it with slangs or with shorter words, right? So it's going to be rude. But if you talk to your friends and people, okay, it's okay. I would prefer the second one. Okay, so try to use it. Or if you want to sound a little bit more more native, if we can call like that, you have to use contractions. In some cases, try to use a little bit shorter, right? And fluently, what is important though. Okay.
If, for example, in the TOEFL, what is the most recommended?
In the TOEFL test?
Yeah.
Oh,
The first part?
you have to be the yes, the first one always, right? In the TOEFL test, you're gonna find you're not going to find nothing as grammar, right? Like you have to complete, in our exercises from person, we have words like complete or match the correct word. Complete the following statement. No, in the TOEFL test, you are going to find 4 parts: speaking, reading, and comprehension, writing, and what else? I'm forgetting something. Writing? Did I say
Yeah,
writing?
writing.
Yes, okay. So where you are going to find, for example, in the listening part, no. Oh yes, I'm not sure. Let me remember. I guess it's in the listening part. Yes. No, in the speaking part, right? For example, they are going to ask you, do you agree or disagree with the following statement? And then if children don't need the technology, for example. So then you have to argue, you have to say, yes, I agree with this statement because I guess they are, no, in my opinion, they are younger. And so technology in some cases, they don't require unless they're at school or unless they're in high school, no, in virtual classes, right? So you need to show that you have a great vocabulary, first of all. You have to avoid using, you can use contractions, right? There is no problem. But you have to avoid these slangs, use a shorter phrase, right? You have to avoid it. So it's not comprehensible if you're gonna use this in the TOEFL part. So in TOEFL, I would recommend to sound formal, right? Because there are teachers, right? Because the professors are gonna qualify you, they're gonna take care in this. So I know that in informal speaking, you can use it, right? But when you're gonna take a test as TOEFL is, you have to avoid these not contractions, these shorter phrases, or if you're gonna meet the subject, it's incorrect. So you have to follow in as it is, as the rule, as all the rules are. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So is there maybe another question?
No.
Okay, that's cool. So now we're going to finish. Oh, but okay, as a response, right? So we're gonna listen for the audio.
You can also use why not plus the base form of the verb to make a suggestion. We usually don't begin a conversation with why not. We use it as a response. I don't feel like staying home tonight.
Why not come with us to Josh's party?
Notice that with why not, we don't use the subject. Expressions with why not are questions. Don't forget the question mark in your writing.
Okay. We're going to use why not plus the base form of the verb. Why not? This is very informal, right? So in this case, we're not using the auxiliary do or does. Okay, we're only using the negative not. So why not come with us to Josh Park, even though as we don't have the auxiliary verb, because we know when we're gonna use any auxiliary verb such as does, do, or did, right? Then the next verb needs to be in its base form, right? But this is not only, this is not the case, right? So we're using not, and the next verb needs to be in its base form though, even if I don't have the auxiliary verb, right? So we usually don't begin a conversation with why not. We use it as a response, right? So for example, I don't feel like staying home tonight. Okay, so the answer, right, is like, why not come with us to Josh Party, right? Notice that with why not we don't use the subject, okay? Why not you come with us to Josh Party? Oh, this was about your question, right? When we are going to use why not, okay? Not don't, okay? As the other example. The other one is a little bit more formal, as I told you, and this is a little bit more informal, right? But it's not wrong, right? When we say informal, it's not wrong. When we say informal, it's like the way to refer or to talk to your friends, a different way to talk to different people, right? To different group of people, maybe. But it doesn't mean that it's incorrect, right? I know this actually, for me, right? I don't know why, because I guess I really follow the rules in English and then. So I like informal English, right? Because then I can speak uh, as I can, well, as I like, right? But I don't know why this doesn't make sense, but I don't know why. Pardon, it's not incorrect. So if you're going to give a suggestion, right, as a response, as an answer, right? So we're not going to start, for example, a conversation. We're not talking, for example, right now, you and me, we're not talking. And then as suddenly I'm going to say, why not come with us to your party, right? No, that's incorrect because we are get used to use this expression when we are going to give a response, right, an answer. So if you're going to use this, again, it's more informal, and it's okay. We are not going to use the subject, okay? Because it's informal, right? In some cases, and you're going to find this in movies, in series like, I guess, Friends, right? Friends, what other series how is this movie where Will Smith appears? It's not a movie, it's a series. And he lives in, where is this place, in Beverly Hills, if I'm not wrong. I'm not sure if he was or no. Okay, I don't remember, right? But in series, you're gonna find too much vocabulary as an informal one. So in writing, right? Don't forget to use the question mark. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So we use this one when it's obvious, when it's the person who are talking, right? So there is no problem on it. Who, yes, that could be. Right? Is there any question, maybe?
For this moment, not.
Okay, that's cool. So I told you this one is a short one. This lesson was a short one. It's not like grammar at all, but we need to know how to suggest or how to make suggestions sometimes. So we're going to continue with the advanced, right? So I'm going to share my screen with you. We're gonna do some exercises. And once you can see it, please let me know. Okay, yes, I'm sharing.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
Okay. So could you please read the instruction?
Okay, read the dialogue, click on the box, and choose the best answer to complete the sentence.
Okay, so number one.
Okay, it's almost 6 a.m. Let's leave for Josh's place now. The party started at 7.
Okay, number two.
I have to finish my report on hairstyles. Why don't we go in 2 or 3 hours? Why don't we go? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, here's a better idea. Why not finish your report tomorrow morning? The question mark.
Okay.
No, I have to finish it tonight. I really can't leave now. So why don't you go? Why are you not going? Why don't you go without me?
Okay.
Don't get angry. How about some coffee?
Could you repeat, please?
Yep. How about some coffee? I'll go
Okay.
get some while you're writing. Okay, actually, I only need one more example. Let's arrive a little late. Mhm. Why not write about big? Why don't write about big? Mhm. Why not write about big?
Okay. He.
He just did something really strange to his hair. Okay, that's right. He'll be at the party. Uh, why don't I interview him there?
Okay. So let's submit unless you want to modify something, or it's okay.
Okay, give a minute. Let's leave. Okay, let's with base form. Okay, why don't we
Okay.
go subject and base form? Question mark. So why don't you go without me? Why don't you go without me? Okay, how about some coffee? This is a response, so I think it's right. Let's write a little late. What is the other option? Let's arrive a little late.
Let's run.
Yes. How about write a little late? Okay, now it's good, I think. Why not write about big? I have some
Do you have a
okay. Why don't I interview him there? Uh, okay. I'm not really sure about the 5, 6, 7, and 7 line, but
why
I
not write about big? Maybe that one?
maybe what's the other? It's why don't, right? Why don't
Yeah.
write about big? It's a suggestion, but why not is a response.
Well, you're it's okay. Why not? Because as you remember, right? When we're gonna use why not, we don't use a subject, so we don't have a subject here. So in the other one, we have why don't. So
Okay.
the option if I say, for example, or if I have why don't you? Okay.
Okay. Okay, perfect. It makes sense. Submit.
Yeah. So let's see how is everything. And okay, it was great. You got 8 out of 8. Congrats, it was great. And now we're going to continue with the other exercise. And okay, I'm going to share my screen with you. Once you can see it, please let me know.
Okay. Okay, I see it.
Okay, could you please read the instruction?
Okay, read the dialogue, choose a word or phrase from the box, type it into the correct blank. Be sure to use capital letters if necessary. In this activity, you will grade it on capitalization. I think James is a fan. I think James is a fan. Okay. Choose a word or phrase from the box.
So we have the first one.
Okay, the first is why don't you go to the student lunch and watch Newsline before class?
Why don't you?
Um, no, but there is a question mark.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, let's go. It's let's.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going in person, you have to take care, for example, you have to write a capital letter, right?
Okay, yes. Okay, sorry, Ken. I'm just starting my homework. What are you writing about? I don't know yet. Do you have any ideas? I've got today's paper. How about newspaper story, TV news story? Okay, how about get?
Oh, do you
Get it?
remember if you use how about then the next verb needs to be in its ing form.
Okay, get it. How about getting comparing newspaper? Do you have any ideas? I know it's comparing. Okay, yeah, it's comparing. How about comparing a newspaper story and TV news story? You're so smart. Why don't I get 2 stories about a space station? That will work. Now, where is the story about a space station? Where is the story about a space station? How about looking in the science section? Right, okay. Why don't you finish your homework while I read the story? John, do you want some coffee? Why don't I?
Oh, sorry. In this one, you said why don't, right?
Yep. Why don't you?
Oh, yes. Okay, I didn't see the word, and I was like, where is the other? Where is the you?
Yep.
So,
Do you want some coffee? Why don't I? I'm John. Do you want some coffee? Why don't I? But it's the base form, but I'm not sure if it's meta compared. The next.
okay.
Okay, great. Thanks. By the way, I'm thinking let's meet. Yeah, let's meet after work at your office sometime. You can introduce me to your boss. Okay. Yep. Tony.
Give me a second. Okay, yes. All right. So,
Okay. It's okay. Tony, I don't think you want to meet Tony. How about meeting me and Charlie after work sometime? You know, her from class, very nice, very attractive. So the last is I'm John. Do you want some coffee? Why don't I compare some? I'm John. Why don't I compare some? Great. By the way, I was thinking I was thinking let's compare after work at your office sometime. I'm John. Do you want some coffee? Why don't I meet us some? I'm really doesn't understand the sense of the line with the word some.
in which one? This one? Do you want?
Some coffee? Why don't I, for example, meet us some or compare us some? I don't understand the last word or the meaning or the
Okay,
sense.
so it's like, would you like some coffee though? Okay, that could be maybe the most near meaning for you. I'm done. Do you want some coffee? Okay. Why don't I? So it's similar like some coffee, but it's a shorter one. Okay.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's the same meaning of same coffee. So
Yes,
the question is from coffee too.
yes.
Okay.
I'm done. Do you want some coffee? Why don't I? So Amy's talking about herself, right? It's like a suggestion, but she's referring to some coffee. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that it's why don't I get us some?
Okay. Yes, it makes
It's
sense.
get, and the other word is in you're so smart. Why don't I compare two stories about a space station?
Okay, so that's everything meaning. Okay, so let's check and let's see how is everything and let's submit. Okay, yes, that was the only mistake you had, right?
Okay.
So that's the correct answer. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so yes, that will be everything about the lesson. If you have any question, please let me know. Do you?
No, I think it was the only the only problem that I had, and that it's very some, but it's clear.
Okay, yes, there is no problem on it. So try to take care in those little phrases when it looks, sometimes it looks like easy, but we forget maybe the order. So we have to take care. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So okay, because it's time, we're going to stop until this part, right? So that will be everything for today. Is this our fourth class?
Sorry.
Yes, right? Is this our fourth class? Class number 4?
Okay, I didn't understand the meaning or
Oh, is this
the question.
our class? Yes, is this our class number 4?
No, it's
The second one.
yeah, it's the second.
I thought, okay. Yes, I thought other things. Okay, so I'm going to launch the pool, right? So as you can see it on your screen, so please fill it. When it's done, let me know. And please keep reading for tomorrow, okay?
For the Friday? I know, Wednesday or Friday? What is? No, yeah,
What?
Friday. Not tomorrow, Friday.
Oh, tomorrow? Sorry, I couldn't understand.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
tell you that you have to fill the pool.
No, the next class is Friday, not tomorrow.
No. I guess you don't get it. I launched the pool, right? Lancé la encuesta.
Okay. Yeah.
So could you please fill it? And we're gonna see each other tomorrow, right?
No, Friday.
Why Friday?
Um, I think the people told me that the classes will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 3 times per week.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask to the coordinator. She told me that we have classes every day, but I'm going to ask, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
She told me that it was only 3 times per week.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about it. So I'm going to ask just in case, right? And I'm going to let you know to your WhatsApp, okay? To your
Okay.
message. Rosario, una consulta. Te lancé una encuesta. ¿La pudiste llenar?
Sí, ya la llené.
Okay. All right. Thank you. It couldn't appear me. But yes, now I can see it, right?
Okay.
So, is there any question? Just let me know to my WhatsApp. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I'm gonna see you then. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye.